I am great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Just get my stuff copied over here. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Back Community Call for Tuesday, October 1st, 2024. New month. Hope you all are doing well. It has been quite a busy few weeks, but I'm glad that you're all here. It's not 10 p.m. I feel for all of our European brigadiers, I guess that's how I would say it, who are up at the 10 o'clock hour. I got a taste of that last week, and yeah, uh, respect for that. Hope you all have been doing well. Yeah, a lot going on. I think we're going to have some cool presentations this week from Guillermo, I believe, with some of the Inktober stuff. And I know Jenny's been queuing up some deck stuff too. So we'll give them a moment to jump on in. Yeah, and then we can kick things off. Uh, ba- ba- ba. Let's see here. All right. There's Godson. And how are you doing, Drew? How was your week last week?
I'm doing well. My week was fine. It's been busy in general, but then a lot of had a busy weekend, just more with family and stuff like that. But it's good. So um, yeah, looking to hear a little bit more about the Brave Together and what you thought of that and those kind of things. So yeah, looking forward to call today.
Yeah, I can dive in on some of that stuff after once we get through the deck. I think probably I'm
For
not sure
sure.
what Jenny or
Yeah.
folks are going to talk about with that. So, but that sounds good. Cool. Let's give Jenny a moment to hop on. Godson, how are you doing, man? Hope you're doing all right.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm okay.
Next.
I'm chilling.
Cool.
Yeah,
Right
something
on.
about being here. Just like almost no pressure. People just kind of live on like island time all day. You know, they're just kind of just chilling. Everyone's like, they wake up when they wake up. They go to work when they go to work. It's just a different environment, I'd say.
I could go for some of that.
Yeah, you should actually.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds good.
What happened to Uptember? I thought that was a thing.
Oh.
I guess the war gods thought
Yeah,
otherwise, right?
the War Gods had other plans for
Good grief.
October, apparently.
Good
It's
grief.
it's okay. The bids have been filled. Resume up only. Turn back on the Iron Dome.
That's my man. That's the optimism I need right there. Thank you, Bad Aaron. Hope you're doing well, man. How are things going? I love the. By the way, those the images with the pelicans and the devices are killer.
Do you actually get them now?
I write, click, and save them. Even I do that before I even understand them, just because I know that there's something I'm going to need to come back to. Like and
I'm great. I've just spent like a couple of days putting together like a new desk setup, so I'm completely locked in now. It looks like something out of a dystopian kind of movie.
oh, that's fantastic, excellent. You don't want to see my setup. It looks like something from I don't know, someone's basement.
How many monitors?
Well, right now it's like one, but
Oh.
one big one. I know. My wife got this rig where like it plugs in two side monitors on her laptop. It's
Mm.
kind of cool, but it feels like it's held together by a paper clip. So I don't know. I'm kind of weird about things like that, but I was doing a podcast. You guys just the podcast reporting setup I had was really weird. Where like I have things on boxes and stuff. It's really very rigged, but it is what it is. By the way, we've got some killer episodes that are going to be landing. We've been recording a lot actually. I did 3 last week in London at the Brave thing offsite, and I did one yesterday with Cami Russo from the Defiant, which is pretty good. Well, Sam Lyman today was pretty good. We did one with this guy who's the AI and data guy at the UN. I think that released last week. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff coming on the horizon. Like I did one with Jan Petrowski from Brave, with Kyle Hartog from Brave, who's been on a lot of these calls, and then one with Hamed from our research team, which is going to be pretty good too. So lots of cool stuff on the horizon. Stay tuned for more of that. Jenny's here. How's it going, Jenny?
I'm here. Sorry if I'm a little bit late.
No, it's fine. We knew how to fill the time. We're good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, feeling a little tired. The jet lag is finally hitting me. It's 5 p.m. and I'm ready for bed.
Yeah. It took me like 48 hours. I don't know. It's so brutal.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. If anyone has mastered, traveling and jet lag, please let me know. I actually started using this app called Time Shifter, and it's been really helpful. So with the app, you plug in your trip, like you let it know your date and time that you're flying to and from your destination. And then it starts sending you notifications in like the week leading up to your travel, letting you know like, okay, now make sure that you get some sunlight in your eyes in the next hour, or like avoid sunglasses for the rest of the day, or have some caffeine or avoid caffeine for the rest of the day. It like gives you pointers, and it kind of tells you when to go to bed and when to use melatonin if you're into using melatonin. So that was helpful, but I still feel very tired.
I had a whole thing where I just like drank my way through the jet lag. It worked on the way there, but not on the way home. All right. Well, why don't you jump right in, Jenny, on the update side?
Yeah. Okay. So let's get started, everyone. So first and foremost, happy October, or Battober. It's Guillermo's favorite season. It's a very fun time of the year. Who doesn't love October and Halloween? Here's a meme that was created in 2017, an OG meme that I'm recycling for you all here. It always makes me chuckle. Okay, so fun stuff this week. We have a new slot, a new Twitter Spaces slot for our Twitter X Spaces work with Unfungible. We have now added a Wednesday slot, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And tomorrow we will be discussing integrating AI into established products. And that will be with Luke, me, the community team, ICE, our wonderful co-host, Kit Protocol, Cluster Protocol, and Verita. As always, these spaces will be hosted on the Attention Token X account, and they are always recorded, so you can catch the recording later. But if you're able to join live, please join live. You can come up on the mic, ask questions, leave questions in the thread that the host can read aloud for you, whatever you prefer. But it's always a good time, so join us if you're available. And we will also be keeping the usual Friday slot. That is at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. So this Friday, we have How to Increase Web3 Adoption with us, the community team, Persona, Altcoinist, DYOR, Do Your Own Research, and Grid Network. And then next Wednesday, on the 9th of October, we have Is Familiarity the Key to Onboarding with Luke, community team, Kibi Foundation, DYOR, Kit Protocol, Magic Eden BTC, and BitLayer. So yeah, check out the spaces if you haven't. They're lots of fun. So fun indeed that we're now doing 2 a week. Okay, and up next, I wanted to just remind everybody that if you are a BAT, an Atom Ape NFT holder, or you would like to be, the Sage Burn, where you can get the rare Sage in exchange for 1 NFT from each tier of the collection, is ongoing until October 31st. Easy to remember that end date. That is why we chose it. But you can just check out bat.bandit.network. If you have the 3 NFTs ready to burn, you just connect your Brave wallet or other Web3 wallet there. And then you can claim your Sage. And if you do not have our NFTs, but you want them, you can pick them up on secondary marketplaces, Magic Eden, Tensor, Hyperspace. And you can also just buy the Sage on secondary if you want, because there are some listed there. And then I just took a screenshot of this page that Bandit set up for us at bat.bandit.network. You can see toward the bottom, there are some quests Web3 quests that are coming soon. So we're working on one with them around the Brave Technologist podcast, and one in partnership with Soul Incinerator, which we've already talked a little bit about. We'll tell you more when they're ready to go. They've actually been ready to go for a little bit. We're just needing to switch them on when the time is right after the sage burn. So yeah, stay tuned for those. And in the meantime, don't forget to burn for that sage if you want it. And finally, so Luke mentioned earlier, we had a company offsite last week, which I also attended, and I put together some stats to show the rest of the Brave team about the community, and I thought it would be good to share them here as well with the actual community. So, so yeah, these are some numbers on the left-hand side here. This just shows our membership or following across all of our BAT socials. So this includes the Bat Brigade Discord, the Attention Token X account, the Bat Community X account, Bat Community YouTube, Bat Community Odyssey, and Reddit. In here, I did not include just the Brave properties. So like Brave browser, Reddit, Brave on X, community.brave.com. I did not include those numbers here. This is just for the BAT properties. So 557K members across all of those. I think that's pretty awesome. And then this middle stat was pretty interesting because I don't think up until last week anyone had really sort of aggregated the simulcast numbers. So for the community call, we've had 29.5K people tune in to the broadcast, the simulcast, since we started it in May. So May, June, July, August, September, October. So that's 6 months. That's 6 months. And that's how many viewers we've been able to get by broadcasting the call on X, which I think is great because as you all know, we have our regulars in here. But since we've started broadcasting, there's been a lot more people, presumably online, tuning in. So that's great. And there's been a total of 87 calls hosted since the beginning. I think we've only missed like Christmas and maybe New Year's a couple of years in a row, but other than that, we've been super consistent with the community calls, and that's in part thanks to you guys who show up every week. And then finally on the right here, these are our stats for X Spaces, and these numbers do not include the Twitter Spaces that the community team hosted by ourselves for 2 years. This is just the numbers for our spaces with Unfungible. So over 1 million impressions, 25 spaces hosted, over 26,000 listeners, and 15 million combined followers across the brands that we've featured on those spaces. So yeah, it's been great. The spaces have been great for getting our brand in front of many new people and eyeballs in Web3. So some interesting numbers. My dad just gave me a thumbs up from across the table. Yeah, thanks.
I know, I mean, those are like, just for a sec, like those numbers, I mean, we were doing what, like maybe, if you look at, so 25 spaces, 26K listeners over the average of 1,000 each, right? Like before, their average was between like what, maybe like 50 and 200 per.
Yeah, like maybe on the upper end. Like
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, there were weeks where we had like 20 people tune in when we were doing them ourselves, just because we don't have the experience with putting together X Spaces and promoting them. But now working with this Unfungible, who this is literally their job, this is their bread and butter. They work with Web3 brands across the board, and they bring them all together, bring their audiences together for cross promotion. It's been awesome. It's been wonderful exposure for us. So yeah, we're super happy, and that's why we've decided to add a second weekly slot with them.
Your dad knows what's up with the thumbs up.
Thanks. All right, I'll hand it over to you now, Guillermo. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. So just to say that the past week on Wednesday, the 25th of September, we launched Echo, went smoothly, went great. Thousands of people have now received both the common and the rare version. And I'm probably going to snatch some off the third-party market in Tensor and going to distribute it for free for events and other things alike.
Do we know how many like yet, or are we still waiting on it?
I'll just give it another week or so until
Nice.
we actually, because it's still open. Like if you still subscribe to the magazine, you can still get it because it's up for 4 weeks after the initial launch at 25th.
Awesome.
So once it closes, I'll provide all the data that I can snatch from it.
Sweet, man.
Next slide, please. Thank you. So for Batsober, this is the current plan. Instead of doing daily drawings like I've been doing in the past, I want to do it bigger, more drawings, get it crazier, and I want to divide it in 4 weeks. So the first week, which is the one that we're currently, I'm going to go back and revisit Bat Landscapes, which I will link in a few here in the chat so people can see what I'm talking about. And basically at the time I said and I promised that I would do 100, and I fell to my word. But I don't like being called a liar, so I'm going back to them and I'm doing the 27 that are left on this week alone. So 27 drawings in 5 days. We'll see how it goes. For the second week, I'm going to revisit another collection. That was the Bat Desert Planet. This is basically just, you know, a legal title, so we just don't call it Bat Dune or something like that, but it's basically Dune inspired. And I'm revisiting that collection, doing some remasters. And at the end, we had at the time commissioned a video from a friend of mine who does VFX, and he did an amazing video for Bat that we'll distribute also on Echo as a legendary. The third week and the fourth week, I think it's something that I can discuss more in depth next week. So I'll just focus on these prior to.
You're not a liar, Guillaume.
I will not be, man. Trust me. So as you can see, like I promised 100 of this, and I did 73. Currently, we're sitting at 79, and only 2 days have gone by. So I'm confident that in this week, by Sunday, I'll have this done. So right now, I've done 6. I will do in a few the 7th. And once this collection is finalized by the end of this week, I will drop it on Echo. I still don't know the day because I put up a poll on Bat Community, which I'll also link in the comments in a few. Regarding what day people would prefer for it to drop: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Another cool thing is that we can actually choose what drops, what wallets we want to drop the legendaries and rares to. Jen, please move to the next slide. So for this collection, I want to basically release all 100, but in 3 trades. So the first one will be common, where people get 25 landscapes, and then a rare trait where people can get 50 landscapes, and the legendary where people can get 100. So I can actually add manually wallets for people to get legendary and a rare, and I think that would be a beautiful perk to have added to the ambassadors program, so ambassadors can automatically get a legendary of whatever drop that we do on forward. This is the collection that I was referring to, that is legally not called Dune, but rather Bat Desert Planet. And these are 4 that I had already remastered back then. And I want to remaster 8 more so we can match the finalized 12 that we had on the unremastered version. So that's the goal. And then I want to release it on Echo, just overall like the collection as a zine, and a legendary with a video that I sadly could not upload here because Google Slides does not support MV4 for some reason. Next slide. That was it for me. Thank you.
Those are great, man.
Thank you very much. And 8 more to go.
Yeah.
Saturn. Do you read? Saturn.
Hello, hello, hello.
Of course, it probably lands when he's on a bathroom break.
Okay, we can circle back to him. Let's skip ahead. We can circle back to Battern. Godson, you want to take it away?
Yeah, sure. Okay, hey everybody. This is Godson. Oh, he's back. This is Godson with your weekly African Ambassadors updates. So just a couple of things going on this week. A little bit of a slower week for us. I'll be back by the next time we meet though, because I I have to legally be back in the U.S. by the 6th, so I can lock in extra. Right now I'm not really locked in on that much. I'm kind of half locked in, but next week, come next week, I'll be you know able to produce more content for the team. But right now we have Stan, who's looking to set up his next adventure with Kiboko DAO. Basically, Kiboko DAO is like a DAO that tries to ingratiate Web3 tools and the community into the youth of East Africa. So they will be doing a university tour for over a month, literally starting on the 7th, and it will go on till the 14th of next month. So essentially, they want to partner with us to do an ad campaign, like a little barter ad campaign as well. The budgets and stuff are pretty standard. It's what we usually have worked with, partners in the past that come from that region. But again, this is like a thing that I have to bring up, and then if you okay it, then I'll go ahead and ask them to submit the assets for the campaign and stuff like that. But I just wanted to bring it up first. And then we're finally here for the Cyberchain event that we've been preparing for the last couple, pretty much the last 2 months. It's supposed to be like the second biggest event in Nigeria in the Web3 space. So we also partner with them. Did a barter as well. We'll be sending three ambassadors to the Cyberchain event. So the 3 Nigerian ambassadors will be going there in Abuja. It's a 2-day event on the 3rd and the 4th. So in a couple of days, by the time we come back next week, I'll be able to give you guys the updates and finally say, okay, this is what we managed to achieve and whatnot. I finally got to call Alfred, speak to him on not FaceTime but WhatsApp FaceTime call. I don't know what they called it in the metaverse, but we spoke about basically we were shocked. I mean, I was shocked by how many people here in Nigeria who don't really know what Web3 is or crypto or whatever, were busy tapping away at the hamster, all the little tap things you do to make money, for the one with Notcoin and the hamster thing and whatnot. And we were shocked by how many people were crazy about this. Pretty much everybody throughout the whole country is insanely obsessed with tapping away for coins. And it's funny because when it finally launched, they all got $2 each, which was hilarious. My mom got $2, and she doesn't know what crypto is even. But I was maybe we should try something like that, in the Brave Sphere. Maybe we should launch a little program and have people tap away for some BAT tokens, right? It was just an idea, and I said I'll bring it up and see what you guys think.
Cool.
Yeah. Finally, we ended the Alpha X campaign. It lasted 2 weeks. It was very good. I still have to do a follow-up call with the team over there and share the results with them and hopefully convert them into a full-time continuous ads partner. But I kind of have to wait till I get back home because I've been working from my phone the past month, and it's not really conducive. So I'll be able to let you guys know. Okay, we were able to convert them. They liked the results or whatnot. But this kind of how that's going. And then yeah, that's it. I'll be back on the 6th, and then I'll be able to like properly lock in. I won't have 6 monitors like Adam, but I think I'll get like one more so I can have 2, and then that'll be perfect.
Two is minimum.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I'll put my phone next to it now. That'll be 3 screens technically. No. But yeah, that's it. That's it for me. It's 10:30 over here p.m. and nice to have me, I guess.
Great, thank you, Godson. Since we can hear Battern now, we'll hop back to him. Go ahead, Battern.
Hello. Yes, this is way better. I'm not talking and no one can hear me. Okay, so I've been effectively managing our treasury. Like we get like a certain amount of BAT each month to do stuff. So I've been trying to get right on top of that. Like we've got like a new system for proposals where I've been putting them in like the whenever, because proposals tend to appear all over the place in the Discord. So I've been making sure they all go to one place, and then we could look at have them sign when they're looked at, sign when they're done. But like it's good, always good to ask for as much as you can get. But I thought the most important thing was to actually get the ambassadors at the events this month, because it's all good to give people merchandise, but it's better to have people there talking about Bat and Brave. You can get free stuff just from using the browser. You don't need a hat as well. Also, bit cheeky, but I've been consistently winning at the poker, which means I don't have to pay out the number 1 slot. Sorry, I couldn't help myself there. Yeah, I'm thinking about starting up like a more
Rigged.
casual space. It's not rigged, believe me. I wish it was. It's more for the batter and slush fund. But I was thinking of starting up a more casual space this week in the format of our old Friday one, to get like other projects in like a, I quite enjoyed the community to community thing. It's where we invite them along, they come along, and we introduce Brave to them, we learn about them. But be a bit more casual in a Euro time slot. I want to start. Well, I'm starting an anime stream at 6 p.m. GMT on Thursday on Brave Talk, so I'll get a link for that up on it. And yeah, I'm unbelievably locked in with 6 monitors right now. But if we're including phones, that's 7 monitors. But yeah, that's me.
6, 7 monitors. Good Lord.
No excuses to miss anything ever.
No.
You become the Matrix.
I could put
Alright,
on a VR headset on top of that. That would take it to the next level.
Does it like warm you up? Is that like part of it?
There's no need to get warmed up in Portugal. It's by default hot.
See.
I was gonna say my wife wears glasses. Can I cut those on like 2 more screens, or because I mean every time I talk to her I have to look at the glasses. That's like two more screens.
No, they've got to have different stuff on them.
Okay. Well, rigged.
Okay, Paula, take it away.
Hi everyone. I keep hearing everyone using more than 2 monitors, and I just use my laptop. That's the only thing I use. But I should definitely get another screen, because sometimes it's a little bit annoying, but I don't know. I'm just comfortable that way. I know it's very weird.
I'm with you, Paula. It's locked in one screen.
Yeah. Thank you. And also I have my phone, so technically 2 screens.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the slide. Hi everyone. I hope you're having a lovely day. So I'm going to share a quick update today from LATAM, but also the BAT community. So our BAT ambassador from Honduras, Rafael, has been working on more content on Twitch with the Brave merch we sent, I feel, some months ago. Yeah, I was going to say a couple, no, but some months ago. Of course, he keeps promoting Brave and BAT on his channel, and you can find some Brave like posters and download QR code there as well. And but right now he's working with an organization to rescue dogs and cats from the streets. I'm like, oh my god, from the streets, which is so nice. I feel like that's super nice for him. from him. And he will try to find a way to add an address for bat donations to give bat more utility. So I'll keep you posted about that. But I'm very, very excited for that. I'm a big animal lover. Also, we're still in discussions for some collaborations in LATAM through Brave Bats with the connections Wilfredo made at Blockchain Summit LATAM in Colombia a couple of months ago. We're just figuring some things out before moving forward with them, but I would love to make it happen. And last thing, I'm sorry, excuse me. We received so many positive feedback from our video for Echo, and now we're going to focus on creating more content like that, like short videos about Bat and Brave, to share on X, YouTube, and maybe TikTok. I don't know, but maybe. So, like I said last week, if you have suggestions or topics that you would like to see in a video, please let us know. And that's all from my side today. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Paula. Drew, over to you.
Yeah. Thanks. So yeah, kind of like Paula was saying, we've got kind of varying talks with different, potential partners and current partners that we're, either keeping going, like the Karate Combat, which they actually have another event in 10 days in conjunction with Permissionless on the 11th. That's in Salt Lake City. I don't know if we have anybody going to that or not. Do you know any, Luke, no, or Jenny? If anybody from Brave's going to Permissionless? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's their next event. So we've got some updated images that have been playing on Brave. If you've seen the last over the last couple of days, and then yeah, you can go there and drink some Mormon soda. And then, like Jenny mentioned earlier, we got more spaces in addition to the Friday space. We'll have, I guess, a Wednesday morning space, and as well as the normal trivias and pokers and I think the Dragon Day's been doing some of the Jackbox here and there as well, whenever he can. So still things going on, and then adding more spaces. So that should be good. It'll be a little different format, I think, than the Friday spaces. So it'll be should be interesting. And then we're in a new month. It's October already, like we mentioned. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the numbers are for September. User numbers, search numbers, those kind of things. I think hoping for a good month. Obviously, I don't have any clue right now, but feels like could be good, especially on search with a lot of people complaining about Google and the skewed results that they're getting on that. Like I know I've been kind of trolling some of the accounts that have been posting about that, and I got a retweet from one of them. They ended up getting like 35,000 views on it or something like that. So definitely people out there looking for alternatives, and I think gotta hit those people up, let them know about Brave and Brave Search, and keep fighting the fights on privacy, etc. Yeah, I think that's all I got for me this week. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Drew. That is it for us. Thank you, everyone. Back to you, Luke.
All righty. Hey, everybody. Yeah, so I think we had an offsite last week. It was broadcasting from London. Just kind of give a little background on what's going on. We were doing these every year, and then kind of COVID happened, a couple other things happened, and we finally got everybody back together to do a few things in London last week at an offsite, and it was solid. We heard from like company leadership in several talks were given from the company. Then there were some hack sessions that happened from the team where they did a whole bunch of different projects, everything from different things you could do with Leo to like different stuff that users have been asking for, and just projects that could be implemented. And I'm not sure what we're doing, if we're going to be putting them out there for people to see, but there were some really, really good submissions. There were also some cool ones by Ani and the Web3 team here around ways that we could use Brave Search is almost like a blockchain explorer, and a place like kind of a one-stop shop for that, which would be super cool, I think. But yeah, I gave a talk on BAT and on rewards, and we had some workshops around that, where we kind of Christopher Nguyen, our PM on rewards, and a bunch of the people from security and payments and other parts of the company got together, and we looked at where we could take it, what we could do like feasibly around, security, privacy concerns, and also brainstorming around it too. So we'll share some more on that. Maybe I'll try and get Chris on, give us a preview maybe next week or something like that. But all in all, it was good. I don't know if Jenny, I know Jenny gave a talk about community, like a workshop internally there too with some of the support team and others. I don't know if you want to share any bits about that. I gave folks here on the live call last week kind of a preview of some of the BAT presentation they gave. But yeah, Jenny, I don't know if you want to talk about how the community one went at all, or what you guys kind of went over.
Yeah, sure. I can say a few words. So so I did a breakout session, which was a smaller session, all about community. So I got some people together in a room and kind of just ran through, it was very high level. Started with kind of who even makes up the BAT community? What is this thing we call community? How do we utilize it? Why is the community important? And then we kind of talked about, we shared the stats that I shared with you all just now. We talked a little bit about some initiatives happening within the community, primarily the BAT Ambassadors program, of course. So we talked all about that, shared lots of photos and just screenshots of tweets from all of the awesome meetups and events that our BAT Ambassadors have put on over the past year and a half. During season 3 and the beginning of season 4, since those have been our busiest seasons for ambassadors. I shared a little bit about some of the content that our ambassadors have put together, various videos from Scott and Raphael, and I shared the recent video that Paula made. Actually, lots of people who came to the breakout session were very fascinated by the Echo NFT magazine project, and loved the promotional video that we put together for that, and thought it was really cool that we have this initiative that people from across the community can contribute to, and how we assemble all of that into a magazine that mints as an NFT. That was very exciting for people, I think. Yeah, they seem to really like it. We talked about some of the partnerships that have formed through ambassadors, or collaborations that we've done through ambassadors. Talked about the Karate Combat, media partnership, which originated from a lead that came in through ambassadors. Moonbeamer, shout out. We talked about, oh my gosh, so much. It was a bit long, but it was good. And I spoke to some of the folks there about how we can, better utilize the community, or better utilize ambassadors to, help us with, feature testing or product testing, or, how we can create stronger feedback loops between the community, or the people in the community that want to help us test things and give feedback, and the team. And so, of course, this community call is one of those touch points. But we kind of brainstormed a little bit about how we can improve upon that, or just create more, create better, stronger feedback loops. Sorry if my thoughts are not totally coherent. I'm very, very fatigued at the moment.
No, you're doing well.
Yeah, and we also talked about for ambassadors or community members who want to be more involved with the community forum, for example, because I had quite a few support team members attend my breakout session. And C-Ray is probably very familiar because he's very active on community.brave. But the more you contribute on community.brave, and the more issues you help solve, you can rack up, you can get certain recognition badges, almost like user flares. They're distinguishing little things that kind of lend you more credibility, and just kind of show your level of accomplishment and participation in that community. And we were talking about how we can make that more fun for the people who participate over there, in addition to like the stuff that comes baked into that. I think it's a discourse forum, community.brave, but like how can we, I don't know, customize that a little bit more and gamify it a little bit more, make it more fun. Like maybe we add like more levels rather than just the ones that are already there. And maybe in addition to like, you know, getting like a badge or whatever they call it on community.brave, you also get like an NFT that's like a twin of that badge, and then maybe you get some personalized merch. So just a couple ideas like that, and also like how we can extend that to like other community forums. So like how we can gamify Discord for the community a little bit more, and for ambassadors, like how we can do that within the ambassadors program. So just a lot of brainstorming around gamification, making getting involved with the community more fun and rewarding for all of y'all. So yeah, lots of brainstorming about that. There'll probably be more to come, or I may have more updates to share, like, you know, in a little bit. Everyone just got back, so we're kind of everyone's got their notes and feedback from the breakout sessions and presentations, and we're kind of trying to figure out how to like sort through it and put it together now. But yeah, that's kind of like the high level. But it was great, and I think people were generally really impressed to see the level of community engagement that we have. And you know, it was very obvious that we have like a cohort within the community that's like power users, like ultra highly engaged, like really into giving feedback and, you know, interacting directly with the team. So like I thought that it seemed like the team was just like happy to see that, and also like curious about how we can just like strengthen that connection a little bit more. I hope that was coherent, but
Yeah, no, that was fantastic. Like, I mean, I think it was pretty great too. We basically pattern. I'll send you some more. The yeah, the London trip was great too, because I got to huddle up together with some folks on the premium side too, to check and see how the Pay With Bad stuff's going. And it's been progressing actually like a little more than I thought, which is fantastic. And then also kind of huddled up with folks from creators too, and was able to kind of brainstorm with them on how we can leverage the on-chain, the ability to add the on-chain addresses in and get more out of that too. So a whole bunch of stuff coming. We'll go over it in more detail, like as we get a lot of takeaways kind of like itemized from the workshops last week. But I'm really stoked for what's to come, like with the reward side too, and how we can, you know, using what we're doing. Like the big theme of the talk I gave was about how we're just taking all this stuff on chain and kind of like, you know, addressing the pain points and kind of bringing on more. And James from the Web3 team too gave a presentation. We both kind of did a split presentation, and he covered a lot of like the improvements on wallet, cross-chain bridging, and Helios getting added, and a bunch of other things. You know, I think we're getting in a better and better spot with that too. So it was just a really good opportunity to see everybody. Also, like, you know, the company grows, and it was just a lot of faces I hadn't met in person. So we got everybody in a room, and the theme was to just let's all like work together on a lot of stuff. And the dev and engineering teams like really put together some great work while we were there. Everything, like I was on the panel and of people that were kind of judging entries, and every single one of them was one that we could see getting shipped. It's just kind of a matter of when. And they spanned across the entire stack. So you had things from premium to like marketing, like product marketing types of entries, to like AI and search and Web3, all these different angles that were pretty rad. So I think that, you know, I was really impressed. I think one of the big takeaways from that whole exercise was just like there's a ton of like really strong creative energy kind of like brewing under the surface at Brave, that when we get everybody together, we can kind of really tap into and tackle iteratively, which is something Brendan always is pushing for. So I think it was really great to get everybody together. And you know, we had everybody from, you know, our growth to finance, giving kind of a rundown, and it was informative and important. So anyway, that's a long-winded bit for me, but I think, getting everybody in the room though, like, especially, we talked a lot about the community, a lot about like how basically like you all are like a pulse check on a lot of what we're doing, and we all have an interest in Brave doing well. And one of the points that I really wanted to stress across the company, and I was lucky enough to be able to say this in front of the whole company, is like, look, like we do these calls every Tuesday. The community's here for you guys, like everybody across the company. Like, I don't care what team you work on, what area of focus it is, it doesn't matter. Like, there's ways that we can work with the community, and the community wants to work with us. And so I'm really trying to drive that point home. And Jenny's workshop was fantastic too, because she worked directly with the support team in that, where we just are like, look, like let's get even more integrated and make it even, one of our strengths as a community, as a product stack, as a company, and a mission is just that, like, we are connecting with the users, and we take that super seriously. So anyway, a lot of talking for me, but let's see here. Let me open it up for questions if anybody has any. Also, Guillermo, I just love the live art. It's like taking me back right now. Thank you, sir. Questions from anybody? I know somebody's got to have a question. Anyone? Bueller.
Why is it called offsite? I've been thinking about that. Why isn't it called in real life or something? Why?
Oh, I don't know. I shorthanded it as offsite, but I think they call it Brave Together, like is kind of the formal name for it, where everybody kind of gets together. Yeah,
Isn't on-site a better word than on-site? I just never really. I was thinking about that the whole week. Like, why is it called
semantics? Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I'm not gonna lie. The first time I heard that term, I too was confused. I was like, it should be on site because we're on site.
Well, I'm just a boomer, okay? Like my boomer ass is used to everyone going to an office, and then an offsite being when everybody from the office goes offsite together. But obviously, I'm dating myself here in a major way, which I accept, and we're good. Yeah, New Keith asked why was one of my tweets mentioned? LOL. I think I'm trying to remember the specific context, but it was during the Matt McAllister from our premium team was that's right, Marshall. Originally Brave Talk was going to be called Brave Together. That's right. I remember that. Yeah, Matt McAllister was doing a premium talk, and I think he was talking about feedback from the users, and you had a good tweet, and he put it up there. But everybody's starting to know New Keith at Brave Together, because people were blown away, man. I think the tutorials you were putting together were getting a lot of attention. So that was a Matt, as in Matt on the premium PM. Neon Games asks, when will BAT on chain on Solana be available to everyone? So I don't have a specific date. What we've been doing right now is letting people that really want it get in on the early access. And there's a form we have that people can fill out. I spoke with the payments team and some of the rewards team while I was in London, and we recently did a really large set of invites, like over 1 million. And I think that they're going to keep doing large ones now that we've got things on Helios and are doing a wider rollout. But I don't know the specific date. I'm hoping it's kind of where we have most people done by the end of the year, but I don't want to get ahead of myself there because they're still trying a few different things out. We talked about maybe getting Chris on a community call on a few weeks ago. Yeah, I'm still thinking on it. Yeah, I think definitely want to have Chris on because we did this big workshop last week around rewards, and they have a bunch of visuals that I think would be cool to share here. I want to make sure that like we're at a place where we feel comfy to share it, but it's pretty awesome. And I'd love to have him on too, to just get provide an update more broadly too. So maybe next week or the week after, if I can get him on there. The challenge with Chris is he's like based in the Far East, so it's kind of off hours. But I'll get him out here he'll have to wake up early. It'll be fine. But yeah. So let's see here. What other questions do folks have? We got 9 minutes left.
So is it at some point there's just going to be like 100K Solana addresses just appear one day with SBAT in?
I hope so. I mean, like, or like even, I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, we want to make sure, like, when we do these invites, like, we don't want to just accept that, like, okay, we want to see what the take rate is, right? We send out X amount of invites, right? Like, and then we see Y amount of people actually linking or hitting different stages of it, because you have to kind of hit a CAPTCHA, and then you got to link, and there's all these process points, right? And each one of those is another step for us to like optimize the process. But I think like what we want to see is like, one, like how many people are linking from that, and if it's not a good number, like what do we need to do to like get the number up, right? Is it an issue with us, or is it an issue with something else, right? And so I think the open questions right now are like, are people noticing when they get the invites? Like, how loud is that to the user? Is it noticeable? Like, and if no, then what other ways could we do this, right? Where the browser has some ways that it can prompt users. On mobile, we have this ability for people to rate the app. There's service area we could potentially use there. There's notifications or other things like that. So I think first off, it's like making sure that people are seeing it. Chris was also working on a button too, where people could like push the button to join, like, and signal that. That's in process. And then obviously then there's other questions too, like is it people just not wanting to do it because it's not on the chain that they want? Like there are things we can survey about, I think, once we get some of these numbers back. But I want to see a ton of people. Like, I don't know why, if we put out a ton of invites, why you don't see a good chunk that are coming online from that. And if we're not, we need to figure out what the problem is.
How would you say it's gone so far?
I'm really looking at what it looks like this month, because last month it was a really large rollout. I think, when I look at on-chain in my presentation to the company last week, if I look at on-chain holders in Solana, I think they're up like 600%, 639% year compared to last year. A lot of that is from the on-chain stuff. It's not huge numbers yet, but would love to see that go up even higher, like 5-10x at least. But again, like, we need to find out if there is an issue. Where is the issue? Is it something we can fix, or is it a subjective thing, or not? Because the thing about crypto too is that like people are kind of tribal too. Like if we try it on, like how we'll figure it out. Like I think I'm confident that, especially after last week, that we can iterate if there are some friction issues there. But like, I want to do a couple more big months and see like what happens, and see what other ways we can bug people if people aren't seeing it. Like, that's the other big question, is like, are we not making it noticeable enough once we do send the invite?
Cool. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
interested to see how it goes.
Me too, man. Me too. I want numbers to go up and to the right everywhere.
Yeah. Quick question, and this might be a little off topic, but you mentioned Leo earlier, and I was like, how's that going? How's like some of the more like newer products going? Because I can't imagine that's like a cheap thing to maintain, with all the like processing power that it needs and stuff. So I wonder how that's going.
Wait, what was that first part of the question? Sorry, I missed that part.
Yeah, I was talking about Leo, right?
Oh,
You
Leo.
mentioned it earlier. Yeah.
Yeah,
like, how's
yeah.
the adoption going? Because I just started using it last week, because ChatGPT is weird now. It like tries to make you pay money. So I just kind of switched over.
Yeah, we have we have the premium and we have the free version. It's going pretty well. I think that the premium team and the Leo team's like pretty happy with the adoption rates. I think there's I'm trying to remember what numbers there were and what numbers I can give out, but they were pretty decent percentage of DAU are using it. The questions are too, like what are, and there's starting to be more data around this more broadly, but like, what are the usage, what's the usage like for these things? Are people using it as frequently as other things like search? The other thing that's nice that's happened and we've seen an uptick on is they integrated this Brave search API and stuff into Leo, so that if there is like something you're talking to Leo about and there's a way to kind of jump to search from that, you can do that. And one thing they've added to Brave search too for AI answers is they've added in a follow-up item to where you can ask Leo like a follow-up question like from search too. And so I think a lot of this is kind of like getting search and Leo to kind of work together because the benefit of doing this, like everybody knows about search, right? Like, I mean, not everybody, but when you bring AI to search, you're bringing AI to where the people are, because searches are just inherently part of the web. Whereas like the chatbot UI kind of is something you're taking people away from something and to another place to do. I think one thing that there was a lot of talk around last week were ways to like better kind of sidecar Leo as part of the experience, so it's a little more present but not annoying, which is a balancing act, because a lot of the times when you see these chatbots, they're like lower right corner kind of like dialogue icon or whatever. There's probably better ways of doing that, but that was definitely a point of discussion too across the team, was like, how are ways that we can nest Leo in the UI better, because there are ways you could be using Leo with like dev tools, like and with other things too that as far back as like a year ago, Bondi was talking about when I interviewed him on the podcast and in the roadmap and stuff. And so I know there's a lot of interest in doing that, but some of the stuff we saw too, like, was pretty awesome. Like somebody did a entry where they're like, okay, tell them that you want to go, tell Leo about a destination you want to go to, and then Leo would spit back, here's all the things you would want to get when you're going there. Or like, I'm shopping for a TV, like this model of TV, like here's where you can find it, here are considerations with the TV, like if you're in a small room, that you're going to get this up, blah 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 blah, like all this like really cool stuff that was helpful, where like it was pretty awesome to see that. The neat thing about what we're seeing right now is you've got like these browser brains that are on AI like problem solving, which is like super cool to see. And then on the other end too, we also I spoke with Kyle and James and a few other people about ways that we could be using Leo with like Web3 and the wallet experience too, that I think could be pretty cool too. So more to come on that stuff, but I think it's pretty neat.
Yeah, thanks. Definitely more in depth than I expected. But thank you.
Yeah, man, it was like the takeaways from this were like really great. I mean, like you go to like I've been to like a lot of hackathons and things like this where sometimes you just get these really off the wall entries and you're like, oh, that would never be something we do. This thing, like every single thing that was there was something that could have fit like today, right? Like in the product, which is like super cool. And there were like little hacks around YouTube and stuff that'd be neat to see. Yeah, I won't give it all away right now, but I'm hoping that we make them more public, because we'd love to like poll and get a sense of like what the broader public thinks of some of these things, because I think some of them are bangers. Like that search one, like if we can make Brave search kind of like your block explorer, that'd be huge. I think like makes super easy for people. But
yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah. I think we had Crippled Resistance. Do you have a hand up, or maybe not?
Yeah, I can ask a question. Oh,
Yeah, go for it.
how would Twitter integrate Brave search? I noticed that a lot of people are like talking to Elon and all that stuff. How could Twitter integrate Brave search, and how would Brave get paid for that?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the most obvious way would be like they could use it. Like we're starting to see other search engines use our search API to like help to augment their index, right? So if Elon's looking to build a search engine, one easy way they could just plug into our search API, right? Like to power some or as many of their queries as they want, right? And for us, the value would be in we pay. I mean, they pay based on the volume of queries, right? So we would make money business to business from them using the API with their users. So I think that's like a really obvious way. And also like if they could do something similar to for Grok, for example. And Venice is doing a similar thing too. Like Venice is using our API and others are too. And I think that that's pretty low hanging fruit for them because I think the thing people don't understand is that like building a search index is very hard and it takes a long time. It's almost like one of those things that seems impossible because you're running against Bing and Google who have been doing this for like, over 20 years, right? So like they've been indexing things forever. And so just that seems like a huge mountain to climb. Like we had a pretty novel way of doing it. We also brought on, acquired Tailcat who had a head start on this too. So it was a little bit different, but I think that's one easy way they could work with us is through the search API.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, we've got we're a bit over time now, so I think I'll call it that. But we'll be back 1 week from today. Thank you everybody for joining today. Guillermo, thanks for the live art throwback. It's fantastic, and you're on a marathon right now. It's awesome to see. Yeah, we'll be back 1 week from today. Same bat time, same bat channel. Till then, I'll see you all online. Have a great one.
See you
Bye,
guys.
everybody.
See
Bye.
everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Recording has stopped.